I went out and bought like 5 or 6 courses and a bunch of books, read them, and just kind of sat down and built this out. Okay. So we're going to go through the first one, which is kind of like how the algorithm works. Okay. So this is going to be a step-by-step guide of just going viral on short form social media. So there's just a shortcut to success that we've got to go through. I'm watching a lot of people in my industry, in real estate, in other industries, just do it kind of the wrong way. It's like they're just going on and talking, and they've got good stuff to say, but nobody's watching the entire video. So a lot of times we think, okay, this is about us getting our point across, but it's not. It's really about the viewer. It's about the person that watches the video, and you want to entertain them and educate them at the same time and not bore them, right? So short form videos are really the cornerstone of modern content creation. Everything is surrounding short form. Now, I recently started a podcast. I've got a newsletter going now that a lot of you are getting. And short form is the next wave of building that out. And I think for anybody out there, short form is really, really important because it gets you attention. And the more attention that you get, the more you're apt to win. So we want to learn the strategies to create videos that attract, engage, and convert people, that get people to basically just reach out and say, hey, what do you do, man? I want to get in touch with you. So today we're going to talk about mastering the algorithm, okay? It's funny, I say so much. You guys could make a drinking game out of it if I said so. It's like in that How I Met Your Mother episode where she says, but mine is so. And I realized that. And I edit those out, but on these, they're kind of raw. So I'm actually just teaching live to get it out to you as quick as possible. So make it a drinking game if you want. It's kind of funny. Mastering the algorithm, then we're going to pick a niche. That's what the next class is going to be. Then we're going to go over viral hook creation. I'm going to teach you guys how to increase your viewer engagement and retention. Then I'm going to teach you how to come up with viral ideas. That's the next 5 weeks or so of content that's coming your way. That's good stuff. The first thing is the algorithm. The algorithm is the brain behind every single major platform out there. Okay, they've all adopted it. In my opinion, they kind of took it from TikTok, okay, because I watched this happen. I watched TikTok create that algorithm, and then Reels came behind, and now Shorts did it, and now we're seeing all these other platforms do the same thing. When they create a short form platform, they're using this type of algorithm that we're going to go over. And the secret here is the algorithm's mission is to keep users engaged by promoting the most watchable content. Okay, that's really important, okay? Watch time. Watch time is the most important thing. Does somebody watch your video from start to finish, okay? This is really, really important. And I think so many people miss this, especially when I'm watching people just drone on and talk. Man, the people are cutting off immediately. Does it matter that you know all this stuff, that you want to talk about it? No, what matters is somebody's going to watch the whole video from start to finish, right? So that's the golden metric. Forget the comments, likes. They're important. Comments, likes, and shares and all that stuff are important. They help. But watch time is what determines if you move up and they show it to more people. So the platform, TikTok, Reels, Shorts, whatever, anything in the future too, guys, like LinkedIn, I think they're working on one. All of these other platforms are exactly the same. They're going to operate the same way. Platforms reward content that keeps viewers engaged the longest time. So how does the algorithm work? Well, here's what happens. When you put out a video, phase one is they test that video with a small group of viewers in that niche. So if you're putting out videos about skateboarding, they're going to show that video to people that enjoy skateboarding videos first. And it's a very small amount of people, maybe 30, 60, 90, whatever, a couple hundred. Not a lot of people they're going to show it to first. Doesn't have anything to do really with your friends. Your friends will see it sometimes, but it's more of who likes that type of video. That's phase one. And if you get the watch time all the way through phase one, it moves on to phase two, which is they're going to expand that audience to a slightly larger audience and show it to them also, okay? Then if it hits and goes through and people watch all the way through that audience, boom, it goes again and they take it to a broader audience. And this continues over and over and over, even to the level where you're seeing millions of views. It's just these audiences that grow at a time. Okay, so they show it to this many people, it grows. They show it to this many people, it grows. And that's how things go viral. But if you think about it, it's not about likes, comments, and shares. It's about watching the entire video from start to finish. So there's this myth of the perfect video length, okay? What is the best length of a video? The answer is the video length is as long as it takes to get the viewer hooked and watching it. So a 10-second video, and guys, I just put up a 10-second video on TikTok yesterday to test all this out, okay? Stupid video. Just, it's funny. It talks about like my house got taken over by the Chinese government because I signed up for Red Note, which is kind of funny if you think about it, but it's 10 seconds. It took me literally 15 minutes to record that and to get everything ready. And then I think I scripted it out in seriously like 10 minutes or so on my phone, scripted out, really simple, okay? 10-second video with 100% watch time beats a longer video than videos that viewers skip over and over again. Okay, that's really, really important that you let that sink in. A 10-second video with 100% watch time beats a longer video. And I'm watching most of you, a lot of you, just talk for like 30 seconds, 60 seconds, etc. No hook in the beginning whatsoever. And then just talking, and we wonder why people disappear, right? So Ryan Reynolds, this is really interesting. There's a concept called killing your darlings. It's a Hollywood concept that if you make a piece of content and there's something in that content that doesn't resonate with your audience or doesn't belong, you just cut it out. You just kill it, no matter what it is, no matter how cool you think it is or whatever. So when Ryan Reynolds shot Deadpool, he originally had McElhaney on, which is his buddy, really, really close friend of his. And they had this really cool part where he was on the show and they were talking and everything and they liked it, right? But it didn't test well with the viewers. So Ryan had to call his best friend and say, dude, I'm so sorry, but you're not going to be in the movie. Why? Because you kill your darlings. If there's something that doesn't work, you kill it. You don't put it out there to the masses. And that's exactly what he did. He knew that even though I thought this was good and Rob McElhaney thought this was good, it's not going to work, so they killed it. They didn't show it. So even Deadpool cuts what doesn't serve the audience. And then when you think about that, you're like, okay, this is really kind of monumental, because if I'm creating content, it's not about me. It's about whether the audience will watch the whole dang thing glued to it or not. You've all watched people scroll, right? The scroll. What stops them from scrolling is what's important, and more importantly, what makes them watch the whole thing. So if it doesn't add value, no matter what, no matter how much you love it, how much you think it's cool, you've got to cut it out, okay? And that's why I think we're seeing so many 10-second, 20-second, 30-second videos that are doing so well. I saw one the other day. It was a realtor, and she was just putting out a coming soon sign. That was it. It was like 10 seconds. Putting out a coming soon sign. And then at the very bottom, there was some stuff to read, right? So the algorithm has very simple demands. You need to hook viewers within seconds of watching the video. You have to hook. I'm constantly like a student of hooks. If I see a good hook, I will record it or I will save it into my social media platform. Sometimes even write it down if it's really, really good, okay? Because if it's good, if it's a good hook, it's going to work anywhere. So then you've got to hook them, but you've also got to keep them to watching until the end. You've got to make sure that they watch that whole thing to the very end, because that's what's going to push you up into the next audience. And your content must serve the audience, not your own preferences, okay? So we've got to have content that serves and is for our audience, not ourselves. And guys, this is not easy to do. And it's going to completely change the way you think about content. You're going to think, oh, I want to get somebody to call me. That's not what it's about. It's about serving your audience, and then they'll reach out to figure out who you are. So the algorithm is a tool. It's not your enemy. It's not trying to, kill you, or it's not trying to hurt you or anything. You've got to learn its rules and master its metrics. And when you do, it's crazy what happens, okay? You can turn it into your biggest ally. It can help you on a tremendous level. And now that you understand the algorithm, it's time to actually start focusing on the content itself, okay? So in the next lesson, which is going to be like next week, we're going to go over how to pick a niche. And by niche, I know all of you know your industries and everything, but what is the niche inside of your industry that stands out and attracts your ideal audience? That's what we're going to go over next.